When I was pregnant with my first baby, I woke up one morning and my mouth tasted like I'd been sucking on a penny. I'm not joking, pure metal. I called my mom in a panic, thinking something was seriously wrong with me. Turns out, totally normal. Today I'm sharing 5 bizarre pregnancy symptoms that nobody warned me about, but that so many of you are experiencing right now. And I promise you're not losing your mind. Hey everyone, I'm Diana and welcome to Sweet Pregnant. I'm a doctor who specializes in women's health, and I'm also a mom of 3. So I've seen these symptoms both in my patients and in my own mirror at 2 a.m., wondering what on earth was happening to my body. Here's the thing about pregnancy. Everyone talks about morning sickness and cravings. But there are these other symptoms that are so common, yet nobody mentions them. And when they happen to you, you feel like you're the only person on the planet dealing with it. You're not. Let's dive in. The first weird symptom, that metallic taste I mentioned. It's called dysgeusia, and it happens because of the surge in estrogen during early pregnancy. This hormone doesn't just affect your uterus, it affects your taste buds too. I remember being at a restaurant with my husband during my second trimester, and everything tasted like I was licking a spoon. The pasta? Metal. The water? Metal. Even my favorite chocolate dessert tasted off. My patients describe it the same way. One of them told me last week, "Dr. Diana, it's like I have a mouthful of coins all day long," and I completely understood. So what can you do about it? First, know that it usually gets better after the first trimester. But while you're dealing with it, try these tricks. Chew sugar-free gum with mint or citrus flavors. The strong taste can help mask that metallic sensation. Eat citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruit. The acidity kind of resets your taste buds temporarily. Use plastic utensils instead of metal silverware. I know it sounds strange, but it actually helps. Metal on metal just makes it worse. Brush your teeth more often and use a tongue scraper. Sometimes it's just about getting that taste physically out of your mouth. And here's something I learned from my own experience. Ice-cold drinks help me more than room temperature ones. The cold seemed to numb that taste a bit. The important thing to remember? This is not a sign that something's wrong. It's just your hormones doing their wild pregnancy dance. But let me tell you what is worth mentioning to your doctor. If the metallic taste comes with severe nausea, vomiting, or if you can't keep any food down, that could be a sign of hyperemesis gravidarum, which we need to address. But the taste alone? Annoying, yes. Dangerous? No. Okay, symptom number 2 is one that really surprised me. Excessive saliva production. The medical term is ptyalism, and let me tell you, some women produce so much extra saliva during pregnancy that they actually have to spit into a cup throughout the day. I'm not exaggerating. I had a patient during my residency who carried a water bottle everywhere, but it wasn't for drinking, it was for spitting. She was producing so much saliva that she couldn't swallow it all without feeling nauseous. When I was pregnant with my 3rd, I experienced a milder version of this. I'd wake up in the middle of the night with my pillow literally damp from drool. So attractive, right? My husband was thrilled. Why does this happen? It's likely connected to nausea and morning sickness. Your body produces more saliva as a protective mechanism. When you feel nauseous, your mouth waters. It's trying to protect your teeth from stomach acid if you do vomit. Also, when you feel sick, you tend to swallow less. So even normal amounts of saliva can feel like too much. What helps? Honestly, this one's tough because there's no magic cure. But here's what worked for me and my patients. Suck on hard candies or mints. It tricks your brain into swallowing more often. Chew gum. Same principle. It keeps you swallowing regularly. Sip ice water throughout the day. Cold helps, and staying hydrated matters. If it's really severe, talk to your doctor. Sometimes they can prescribe something to help with the nausea, which often reduces the saliva too. The good news? For most women, this gets better after the first trimester. My patient with the water bottle? By week 14, she didn't need it anymore. But I'll be honest with you. While you're in it, it feels like it's never going to end. I get it. Just know there's a light at the end of this very damp tunnel. All right, symptom number 3 is one that nobody tells you about, and it's kind of a big deal. Literally, Your feet might grow, and they might not shrink back after pregnancy. I went from a size 7.5 to a size 8.5 with my first baby. And guess what? 15 years later, I'm still an 8.5. I had to donate my entire shoe collection. My favorite heels? Gone. Those cute boots I saved up for? Didn't fit anymore. Why does this happen? Two main reasons. First, your body produces a hormone called relaxin during pregnancy. Its job is to loosen your ligaments and joints so your pelvis can expand during delivery. But here's the thing. Relaxin doesn't just affect your pelvis. It affects all your joints, including the ones in your feet. Second, you're carrying extra weight. All that pressure on your feet combined with those loose ligaments can cause your arches to flatten. And when your arches flatten, your feet get longer and wider. For some women, their feet bounce back after delivery once the relaxin levels drop and they lose the pregnancy weight. But for others, like me, that change is permanent. Can you prevent it? Here's what I wish I'd done more consistently. Wear supportive shoes. I know cute flats are tempting, but they're not doing your arches any favors. Get shoes with good arch support. Consider wearing compression socks. They help with swelling and can provide some support to your feet. Don't stand for long periods if you can avoid it. I know that's not always realistic, but when you can sit. Do foot exercises. Point and flex your feet, roll your ankles, keep those muscles engaged. The reality is, some foot growth is just part of pregnancy for many women. And honestly, after carrying a baby for 9 months, surviving labor, and dealing with sleepless newborn nights, slightly bigger feet feel like a small price to pay. But still, I really did love those boots. Symptom number 4 is one that's actually kind of fun to talk about, even though it can be unsettling. Incredibly vivid, bizarre dreams. During my second pregnancy, I had a dream that I gave birth to a litter of puppies, not a baby. And in the dream, I was completely calm about it, just nursing these puppies like it was totally normal. I woke up laughing and also slightly concerned about my mental state. But then my patients started telling me their dream stories, and I realized this is so common. One patient dreamed she gave birth to a full-grown teenager who immediately asked to borrow the car. Another dreamed her baby came out speaking French, and she was frantically trying to remember her high school French lessons. These aren't just random weird dreams, they're vivid. Like you wake up and you're not sure if it was real or not for a few seconds. Why does this happen? A few reasons. First, your hormones are affecting your brain chemistry, including the parts that control dreams. Second, you're probably waking up more during the night to pee, which means you're interrupting your REM sleep cycles. When you wake up during REM sleep, you're more likely to remember your dreams. Third, and I think this is the biggest factor, you're processing a lot emotionally. You're about to have a baby. That's huge. Your subconscious is working overtime trying to process this massive life change. Is there anything to worry about? Nope. These dreams are completely normal. They're not predicting the future. Your baby will not be a puppy or a French-speaking teenager. Some women have anxiety dreams about the baby being in danger or about being a bad mother. Those can be distressing, but they're also normal. They're just your brain working through your fears. If the dreams are really bothering you or causing you anxiety during the day, it can help to talk about them. Tell your partner, call your mom, mention them to your doctor. Sometimes just saying the dream out loud makes it feel less intense. And honestly, sometimes they're so ridiculous that you'll end up laughing about them. I still crack up thinking about those puppies. The fifth weird symptom, skin changes that nobody prepared me for. I'm talking about skin tags, dark patches on your face, and that dark line down your belly called the linea nigra. With my first pregnancy, I developed these tiny skin tags under my arms and on my neck. They're these little flesh-colored bumps, totally harmless, but they just appeared out of nowhere. And then there was the melasma. These dark patches showed up on my cheeks and forehead. People call it the mask of pregnancy, and I understand why. It literally looked like someone had painted brown patches on my face. Why does this happen? It's all about hormones again. The increase in estrogen and progesterone can trigger melanin production, which is what gives your skin its color. So areas that are already a bit darker, like your nipples or that line down your belly, get even darker. The skin tags happen because of increased growth factors and probably some friction from skin rubbing together, especially in areas where you're carrying extra weight. Will it go away? Here's the good news. For most women, yes. The linea nigra usually fades within a few months after delivery, though for some women, it never completely disappears. Mine is still faintly visible, but I'm the only one who notices it. The melasma can take longer. Mine took about a year to fully fade. Some women find that it sticks around, especially if they're in the sun a lot. The skin tags? Those usually don't go away on their own. But they're harmless, and if they bother you, a dermatologist can remove them quickly after pregnancy. What can you do? For melasma, the best thing is sun protection. Wear sunscreen every single day, even if you're just going to the grocery store. The sun makes melasma worse. Wear a hat when you're outside. For skin tags, just leave them alone during pregnancy. They're not hurting anything. You can deal with them later if you want to. And here's what I learned. Try not to stress about these changes too much. I know that's easier said than done. When I looked in the mirror and saw those dark patches, I felt self-conscious. But your body is doing something incredible. It's building a human. These little skin quirks are just part of the process, and honestly, most of them do fade. Your body has an amazing ability to bounce back. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. All of these symptoms, weird as they are normal. You're not broken. You're not the only one experiencing them, and they're not signs that something's wrong with your pregnancy. I've been doing this work for years now, and I can tell you that I hear about these symptoms every single week from patients. And every time, I see the relief on their faces when I tell them it's normal. That's why I wanted to make this video. Because when you're lying in bed at 3 a.m., tasting metal and drooling on your pillow, wondering if your feet will ever fit in your favorite shoes again, it helps to know that other women have been exactly where you are. I've been there. My patients have been there. The women watching this video right now have been there. Now, I do want to mention this. While these symptoms are normal, you should always trust your gut. If something feels really off, or if a symptom is so severe that it's affecting your daily life, call your doctor. Metallic taste alone? Normal. Metallic taste plus you can't keep any food down? Call your doctor. Extra saliva? Annoying but normal. So much saliva that you're getting dehydrated because you can't drink? Call your doctor. You know your body better than anyone, and there's no such thing as bothering your doctor too much during pregnancy. I want to end with this. Pregnancy is wild. Your body does things you never expected. Some of them are beautiful and magical, and some of them are just plain weird. But you're doing an incredible thing, even when it doesn't feel incredible. Even when you're spitting into a cup or your mouth tastes like a hardware store, you're growing a whole human being. And these bizarre symptoms, they're just proof that your body knows exactly what it's doing, even when it feels like chaos. I survived the metallic taste. I bought new shoes. I laughed about the puppy dream. And you're gonna get through your weird symptoms too. So try this. The next time one of these symptoms pops up, instead of panicking, take a breath and remember, this is temporary. This is normal, and you're not alone. If you experienced any of these symptoms, or if you have a weird pregnancy symptom that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments below. I love hearing your stories, and I promise it'll make someone else feel less alone. And if this video helped you feel better about what you're going through, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be sharing more pregnancy truths that nobody talks about, and I don't want you to miss them. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the baby products I completely wasted money on and the ones that actually saved my life. Trust me, you're going to want to watch that before you go shopping. Take care of yourself, be kind to your body, and remember, you're doing an amazing job. I'll see you in the next one.